December, man, when I tell you I feel so humbled, yo, I'm not even playing. I feel so sorry for these characters. I don't know, man. I really don't know what I was thinking when I did this. I was super proud because this is like the first time in a long time where I'm actually getting the, like, you know, the monthly setup done, like, you know, a week in advance, as opposed to like either already a day before the month or already in the month. But I was like, cool, like I was able to get it. I did it super simple. I kind of followed the same strategy I did with the previous month, where I was like, let me just basically pull some colors, which the colors that I did were the ones that were kind of similar to the ones that were in the title of Rent a Girlfriend. For those of you guys that don't recognize these characters, these are the Rent a Girlfriend's characters. I believe she's like the main protagonist. I haven't finished watching this one, so I'm not entirely sure what role they all play in. I'm like 5 episodes in, I think. Or is it 4? I don't know. I just started watching it and I'm still watching it, but I really enjoyed the anime and I thought it would be a little fun, quirky way of ending the month or the year in my bullet journal. But yes, I basically just used a neon orange gel pen, like a hot pink, neon pink gel pen. These are like the Sakura, what do they call it? The Sakura jelly rolls. And then I just used, you know, pink and orange Papermate gel pens. These are like my favorite go-to daily writers, I would say. Boom, putting them back where they go. And honestly, for the entirety of the spread, it was just that and my Pigma Micron in 01 that I used. And then of course a ruler for some of the stuff. So moving it along, right? Again, like I said before, I really enjoyed just like the overview, like seeing this get full of me actually uploading stuff is like, I don't know, it gave me kind of like a little bit of a high, I guess you would say. But yeah, here I was also, and it was intended that I was going to do like the alternating colors between like the hot pink and the orange. Usually for the monthly overviews, depending on the theme, I do change up the colors just to kind of like bring in more of the other characters. In this case though, like I said, I wanted to keep it simple just because I wanted to make sure I came in, I set it up, and I got it done. Some of my spreads take hours, and sometimes when they take hours, I'm just like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us can kind of like, you know, relate to this. It's just like, ugh. Like when I did my, what was it? I'm trying to think of the name of the anime, but I can't think about it. But the one that has Tanjiro in it. Yeah, I was like, man, I was dreading it. Love the end and finished product, but I was dreading going into that one. But yes, this was actually a mess up, like I said. I ended up having to do the just neon orange because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like alternate them because I wasn't gonna fill them in. And then I'm going with the pink, and then by the time I was done, I was like, oh, oops. So then I just did memories in pink just to kind of like, you know, add that in there. As I said before, I kept the uploads and the schedule. I need to get better at filling the schedule part out just because I think it would help me decide what I need to film or like, you know, what needs to be done. Usually when it comes to like the YouTube videos, like the one I'm filming right now, it's kind of like spur of the moment. It's like, oh, I have time today. Let me go ahead and start setting all this up and then film it. For me in particular, I do have children, so it's a little, I have to work around their schedule. So when I set up my bujo, like when it's like a monthly setup, it's like a 2-day thing, I would say, because the first day it's a couple of hours of making sure like I, you know, trace all this stuff out, like stencil it out, lay it out, and then the second day is setting up the camera, trying to get the lighting right. I'm still working on the lighting, but you know, we'll get there someday. And then, you know, you go in and you start like marking them, and then you decide what you're gonna do for this spread. I decided not to draw the eyes just because everything else is already giving me a hard time. I don't know, today just wasn't like one of those days where I felt like super awesome at what I was doing, so I was like, let me not butcher them by putting in eyes. So I just left it kind of minimal.